So Indie Village Tech Solutions was started because what we realized was that in India, you have universities everywhere, right? There's 2,000 universities across the country, right? But the problem space is that there are not jobs everywhere. The jobs are localized to big cities, the metro cities as we call them in India. There's about 5 cities there in the metro cities. The long tail of cities might be a total of 10 cities. So if you are not in one of those cities, there aren't really employment opportunities, particularly in the technology space. Now, if you're a man in rural India, you might be able to move to a big city and get a job. But if you're a woman in rural India, it's a conservative culture, you will not move to a big city. Okay? Your parents won't let you. The society will not allow that to happen. And that's really unfortunate. We can try and argue about why that happens and so forth, but instead of fighting that way, we said, well, what happens if we bring the jobs to rural India? And so we went on this mission to try and provide employment opportunities for educated women in rural India. And by doing so, we could improve livelihoods for these women and uplift whole communities. You know, if you look at developmental studies, you'll find really interesting facts, right? If you improve the livelihood of a woman and you give a woman a job, she'll uplift the whole community, right? And so we went on this mission to try and do that. And since that point in time, you know, we've had some success there, and we've been growing that opportunity. And what we realized, though, was the women who had made it to our offices, they were the lucky ones. They had fought society. They were the first women in their family who had gotten educated, finished high school, got a graduate degree in a university. Okay? And then somehow, when we showed up with our jobs, they were available and we could hire them, right? And so in that business right now, 92% of our employees are college graduates, 24% are engineers, 14% have master's degrees. None of them had jobs before we were there. First generation of female earners in their community. But they were the lucky ones because they were able to get an education. And so we realized actually our interventions here, if we really are passionate about trying to improve the lives of women in rural India, we had to start our interventions earlier. We had to go into the schools. Right? We had to encourage girls to show them STEM pathways that didn't exist in their schools. Right? So that's what we do with that. This business funds our foundation that this year will impact the lives of 100,000 children in rural India. There are 25,000 girls right now in our Tech Her Forward program. Tech is spelled T-E-C-H. But it's a 3-year free program where we teach teenage girls how to use computers, how to code, how to use the AI tools that are becoming available now. We run foundational literacy programs for children. We put libraries into schools. You know, you can imagine in rural India, there are schools with no books, right? Computer labs. We're putting computer labs with internet connectivity into schools. So those are the types of things that we're doing. And it's a good business. For every person that we hire into this business, our impact is that person basically funds the social activities that we're doing for 100 kids. So that's the multiplier. It's crazy. But that's the mission for this business.